Listen carefully. One of the hardest truths you will ever accept is that the person you have been waiting for is not coming. Nobody is coming to give you discipline. Nobody is coming to rebuild the confidence that life took from you. Nobody is coming to remove every toxic person, make the perfect opportunity appear, or force you to become the person you keep saying you want to be. Help may come, and strong people are wise enough to accept it. But rescue is different. Rescue says, your life cannot begin until someone else arrives, and every day you believe that, you quietly give away another piece of your power. You wait for motivation before taking action. You wait for an apology before finding closure. You wait for people to believe in you before believing your own evidence. You wait for conditions to become perfect, while your future is being built by the decisions you keep postponing. The Stoics understood something most people spend years avoiding. Responsibility is heavy, but helplessness is heavier. The moment you stop asking, who is going to save me, and start asking, what remains mine to do, your entire life begins to change. This does not mean everything is your fault. It does not mean hardship, illness, trauma, poverty, discrimination, betrayal, or bad luck are imaginary. It does not mean you should reject assistance, therapy, medicine, friendship, community, legal protection, mentorship, or opportunity. The fantasy of rescue and the wisdom of receiving help are not the same. Help gives you resources, support, knowledge, or protection while respecting your agency. Rescue fantasy asks another person to become permanently responsible for decisions only you can practice. In this video, you will learn 8 Stoic rules for taking back control of your decisions, attention, confidence, boundaries, and future. You will learn how to accept responsibility without turning it into self-blame, distinguish control from influence, stop waiting for motivation, act before conditions become perfect, build skills that increase your options, stop outsourcing self-worth, create boundaries others cannot enforce for you, and produce one piece of evidence within the next 24 hours. The third rule will expose why waiting for motivation keeps you trapped. But the 8th rule is the one that changes everything, because it gives you a way to prove within the next day that your old identity is no longer in complete command. You do not need to fix your entire life tonight. You need to stop abandoning the next decision. Rule number 1, accept responsibility without turning responsibility into self-blame. Rule 1, sip responsibility without blaming yourself for everything. Responsibility and blame are often confused. Blame asks, who deserves punishment for the past? Responsibility asks, what can I do now? The first Stoic rule is to accept responsibility without blaming yourself for everything that happened. You did not choose every condition that shaped you. You did not choose every wound. You may not have chosen the family, economy, body, illness, betrayal, discrimination, loss, or crisis that affected your path. Acknowledging this is not weakness, it is accuracy. But after the event arrives, another question eventually becomes necessary. What remains mine? Perhaps the answer is small. One phone call, one boundary, one appointment, one application, one honest conversation, 1 hour of rest before deciding. Responsibility does not require unlimited power. It begins with the options that remain. Use a 3-column exercise. Column 1, what happened to me? Column 2, what I did in response. Column 3, what I can choose next. Suppose someone betrayed you. What happened to you? They broke trust. Your response? Perhaps you ignored the pattern, argued, withdrew, or tried to force an explanation. What you can choose next: clarify once, reduce access, seek support, or leave. This structure prevents 2 extremes. The first is self-blame. Everything happened because something is wrong with me. The second is permanent helplessness. Because they caused the problem, nothing about my future belongs to me. Both surrender agency. You can say, this was not my fault, but healing and protection now require my participation. Or, I made a serious mistake. I am responsible for repair. But the mistake is not the complete definition of me. The Stoics focused attention on present judgment and conduct because the past cannot receive a new action. The present can. Do not use responsibility as cruelty. If you are exhausted, responsibility may mean resting. If you are overwhelmed, it may mean asking for help. If you are unsafe, it may mean leaving rather than proving endurance. If a situation requires medical, legal, financial, or mental health expertise, responsibility may mean contacting someone qualified. Self-reliance without wisdom becomes isolation. The goal is not to carry everything alone. The goal is to stop waiting for another person to choose the next step that still belongs to you. Ask tonight, what am I blaming myself for that was never fully mine? Then ask, what small responsibility remains anyway? Release the false blame. Keep the real assignment. Rule 2. Separate control from influence. People often suffer because they divide life into only two categories, total control or total helplessness. But much of life exists between them. The second rule is to separate control from influence. Some things belong close to your control. Your preparation, your honesty, your boundaries, your effort, your response. Some things can be influenced but not commanded. A hiring decision, a relationship, a team result, your health, your reputation. Other things remain largely outside both. The past, another person's private motives, random events, the weather, certain losses. The distinction matters because people often abandon influence when control is impossible. You cannot guarantee a job offer, so you stop applying. You cannot guarantee recovery, so you neglect treatment. You cannot force respect, so you tolerate disrespect without a boundary. You cannot guarantee success, so you avoid the work. This is not Stoic acceptance. It is helplessness disguised as philosophy. Use 3 circles: control, influence, release. Under control, write the next behavior. Under influence, write the action that improves probability. Under release, write what will no longer receive repeated mental argument. For a job search, control, resume, applications, preparation, follow-up. Influence, referrals, interview performance, visibility, release, the final decision and every hidden factor. For a relationship, control, honest communication, boundaries, listening, your conduct. Influence, trust, repair, mutual understanding. Release, whether the other person chooses accountability or stays. This method protects effort from desperation. You act fully without pretending the outcome is yours to order. It also protects acceptance from passivity. You release the final outcome only after identifying the influence still available. Epictetus emphasized what depends on us because misplaced control creates anxiety and neglects the work that is actually possible. Use one sentence. I cannot command the outcome, but I can improve my contribution. Then contribute. Do not repeat the sentence as an excuse to avoid risk. Apply, communicate, train, document, ask leave. Your influence may be limited. Limited is not zero. Use what exists, release what does not. Rule 3. Stop waiting for motivation. Motivation feels like permission. When it arrives, the task becomes easier. The problem is that motivation is inconsistent, and the work that matters cannot always wait. The third rule is to stop waiting for motivation. Most people reverse the natural sequence. They believe, first I will feel ready, then I will act, then I will build confidence. But confidence often follows evidence. You act while uncertain. You survive the discomfort. You collect proof that beginning is possible. Then confidence grows. Use the 10-minute rule. Choose the task you keep postponing. Define the first physical action. Open the document, put on the shoes, dial the number. Write the first sentence, set a 10-minute timer. During those 10 minutes, you may work badly, slowly, or without inspiration. You may not switch tasks. At the end, continue if possible. If circumstances genuinely prevent it, schedule the next block. Most resistance becomes weaker after contact with the task. Motivation is often not missing. Clarity is missing. Work on my life is impossible to begin. Complete the first paragraph is visible. Get healthy is vague. Walk for 15 minutes after lunch. Adapted to your health can be performed. Fix the relationship is too large. Ask for an honest conversation at 7 is an action. Reduce the task until movement becomes possible, but keep it meaningful enough to count. Do not turn minimum action into permanent avoidance. 10 minutes is an entrance. Increase the block as consistency grows. Also remove friction. Place the phone in another room. Prepare materials at night. Open the correct page. Use an accountability partner when useful. Do not demand heroic willpower against an environment designed for distraction. The Stoics practiced according to principle, not passing mood. You may feel tired, afraid, or uncertain. The feeling is information, not the final vote. Use this sentence: I prefer motivation. I require only the next action. Then act before the mind produces another argument. The person coming to rescue you from procrastination is the version of you who begins before feeling rescued. Rule 4. Make decisions before keycans feel perfect. Perfect conditions are one of fear's most intelligent disguises. You tell yourself you are waiting for more time, more money, more knowledge, more confidence, or a clearer sign. Sometimes preparation is necessary. Sometimes waiting is wisdom. But sometimes not yet means I do not want to risk being seen trying. The fourth rule is to make decisions before conditions feel perfect. Use the reversible versus irreversible test. Some decisions are expensive, dangerous, or difficult to reverse. They deserve research, professional advice, and time. Others are experiments. Publish the first video, attend the class, send the application. Try the new schedule for 2 weeks. Ask for the conversation. You do not need complete certainty for a reversible test. Set a decision deadline. By Friday at 6, I will choose based on the information available. Without a deadline, research can expand forever. Then define sufficient information. What must you know? What would be useful but not necessary? What can only be learned through action? This final question exposes perfectionism. You cannot think your way into knowing how the audience will respond. You need to publish. You cannot know whether the routine fits until you practice it. You cannot guarantee the conversation will go well before having it. Action produces information, imagination cannot. Use the 70% rule as a flexible principle, not a law. If a low-risk decision has enough information to begin responsibly, start and adjust. Do not apply this casually to medical, legal, safety, or major financial decisions. Wise action respects stakes. For ordinary growth, define done before fear enters. Clear audio. Accurate information. One complete draft. A reasonable plan. Then release the work. Perfectionism protects potential from judgment. If the work remains unfinished, you can keep believing it might have been excellent. Completion risks truth. Truth is useful. A completed imperfect attempt can teach you. A perfect imaginary attempt cannot. The conditions may never become perfect. Make them sufficient, then move. Rule 5. Build the skills that increase your options. When people feel trapped, they often focus only on the person or situation restricting them. The boss, the relationship, the debt, the lack of opportunity. Some restrictions are real and serious, but attention must eventually include the skills and resources that can expand future options. The fifth rule is to build the skills that increase your options. Ask, what ability would make me less dependent on this situation 6 months from now? Communication, technical knowledge, financial literacy, emotional regulation, writing, sales, a certification, physical capability, professional relationships. The answer depends on your life. Choose one leverage skill, then create a weekly practice. 3 sessions of 30 minutes. 1 project, 1 conversation with someone experienced, 1 portfolio example. 1 application of what you learned. Do not only consume information, produce evidence. Watching 10 hours of advice creates familiarity. Building 1 complete project creates proof. Learning language without using it remains theory. Practicing in a real situation creates feedback. Skills become freedom when they increase what you can do, where you can go, and how you can respond. Build resources too. Emergency savings where possible. Updated documents. Professional references, knowledge of policies and rights, supportive relationships, healthcare and treatment. A plan does not guarantee escape from every hardship. It reduces dependence on one route. Be patient with constraint. Not everyone can leave a job, relationship, or location immediately. Responsibility does not mean pretending every option is equally available. It means using present capacity to expand future capacity. 1 class, 1 saved amount, 1 contact, 1 completed project, 1 boundary. These steps appear small until an opportunity requires exactly what you spent months building. The Stoic does not wait for fortune to provide every tool. They prepare the tools that reason and circumstances make possible. You cannot control when the door opens. You can become more prepared to walk through it. Rule 6. Stop expecting other people to repair your self-worth. Praise feels powerful because it temporarily quiets uncertainty. Someone chooses you, recognizes your work, replies quickly, calls you talented. For a moment, you feel secure. Then the attention changes and the security disappears. The 6th rule is to stop expecting other people to repair your self-worth. This does not mean becoming indifferent to love, appreciation, or feedback. Humans need connection. Encouragement matters. Healthy relationships can support healing. The problem begins when another person's approval becomes the only evidence that you matter. Then praise becomes medication, requiring another dose. You say yes when you mean no. You hide opinions. You remain available without limits. You chase inconsistent people because each moment of attention temporarily repairs what their silence damages. Build self-respect from private conduct. Did you keep your word? Did you act honestly when a lie would protect your image? Did you complete the work without immediate recognition? Did you apologize? Did you maintain a reasonable boundary when someone disapproved? Create a nightly character scorecard. Wisdom. Did I see clearly? Courage. Did I act despite discomfort? Justice. Did I respect others and my responsibilities? Self-control. Did I govern impulse? This scorecard should not become self-flattery. Listen to trusted feedback. If several people identify the same harmful behavior, examine it. Your opinion is not automatically correct because it is yours, but no single opinion has complete authority over your identity. Practice one action without reassurance. Make a low-risk decision. Complete it. Resist asking 5 people whether it was acceptable. Notice the anxiety. Let it pass without purchasing approval. Your worth is not a feeling you must successfully maintain every hour. Build a life whose conduct you can examine honestly. Then praise becomes encouragement rather than oxygen. Criticism becomes information rather than annihilation. No one else can permanently repair self-worth for you because no one else can perform your private choices. Support can help. Your conduct must participate. Rule 7. Create the boundaries nobody else can enforce. For you, people often know a line has been crossed. They feel resentment. They replay the interaction. They hope the other person will notice and correct themselves. But nothing changes because the boundary exists only as an unspoken wish. The 7th rule is to create the boundaries nobody else can enforce for you. A request says what you want another person to do. A boundary says what you will do if the behavior continues. Please stop shouting is a request. If the shouting continues, I will end the conversation and return when we can speak calmly is a boundary. Use 3 parts. Name the behavior. State the standard. Name the consequence you control. When private information is shared, I stop discussing personal matters. If it happens again, our conversations will remain practical. I am available to discuss the work. If personal insults continue, I will end the meeting and document the issue. I do not answer non-urgent work messages after the agreed hours. I will respond tomorrow morning. Adapt to your responsibilities, policies, and safety. A boundary must be realistic and proportionate. Do not threaten something you cannot or will not do. Do not use a boundary to punish someone for disagreeing. If you do not do what I want, I will make you suffer is control. If the interaction becomes abusive, I will leave is protection. Then follow through. A boundary repeatedly announced but never enforced becomes a suggestion. Expect resistance. Someone who benefited from your lack of limits may call the boundary selfish. Listen once. Check whether it is responsible. Correct it if necessary, then remain consistent. In dangerous situations, skip the perfect speech. Prioritize distance, safety, documentation, professional resources, or authorities as appropriate. Stoicism is not passive tolerance of abuse. You may wish someone else would defend you. Support matters and should be sought, but many everyday boundaries still require your participation. Nobody can consistently enforce a limit you repeatedly abandon to avoid temporary discomfort. Speak clearly. Use fewer words. Act consistently. The boundary is not proven by how strongly you announce it. It is proven by what happens next. Rule 8. Produce one piece of evidence within the next 24 hours. The final rule turns every idea in this video into proof. Produce one piece of evidence within the next 24 hours. Not evidence that you fixed your life. Evidence that the old pattern is no longer the only available response. If you believe you cannot act without motivation, complete 10 focused minutes. If you believe you need everyone's approval, make one responsible, low-risk decision without over-explaining. If you believe you have no discipline, keep one small private promise. If you believe you are trapped, research one skill, policy, resource, or opportunity that could expand an option. If you believe you cannot set boundaries, write and practice one clear sentence. Choose an action with 4 qualities: specific, small enough to complete, meaningful enough to count, visible when done. Bad action, become confident. Better action, ask one question in tomorrow's meeting. Bad action, fix my finances. Better action, list every recurring expense tonight. Bad action, change my life. Better action, work on the application from 7 to 7:30 with the phone in another room. Do not announce the action before completing it. Public declaration can create emotional reward before evidence exists. Build quietly. When finished, write, "Today I became someone who." Complete the sentence with behavior. Began before feeling ready. Asked for help. Kept the boundary. Returned after failing. Created an option. One action will not create a complete identity. It creates a contradiction. The old story says, "I never follow through." The evidence says, "Not always." Repeat tomorrow, then again. Confidence grows when the mind can remember you acting, not imagining, not promising, acting. If you fail the 24-hour challenge, do not use the failure to confirm the old identity. Reduce the action. Remove friction. Return at the next reasonable opportunity. The new identity is not someone who never fails. It is someone who has practiced returning. Nobody is coming to create this evidence for you. That is not abandonment. That is the location of your power. What self-rescue looks like in real life. Personal responsibility can sound inspiring in theory and become confusing in real situations. Imagine you hate your job but cannot leave immediately. Self-rescue does not mean resigning tomorrow without income, health coverage, or a plan merely to prove courage. It means accepting the constraint without turning it into permanent identity. Update your resume. Document accomplishments. Build one skill that increases mobility. Contact one person each week. Review expenses and create whatever financial space is realistically possible. The first evidence may not be an exit. It may be the beginning of an option. Imagine you are waiting for someone to give you closure. Self-rescue does not mean pretending you were never hurt. It means asking once. If honest communication remains possible, then observing behavior. If the person refuses accountability, your boundary does not need their agreement. You can say, "I may never receive the explanation I wanted. I understand the pattern well enough to decide what access remains." Imagine you want to improve your health but feel overwhelmed. Self-rescue is not punishing your body with an extreme routine. It may mean scheduling an appointment, following qualified guidance, walking for 10 minutes, preparing one meal, or improving sleep conditions. The wise next action is often less dramatic than the fantasy of transformation. Imagine you keep seeking approval from family before making a responsible adult decision. Self-rescue does not mean ignoring everyone or becoming hostile. Listen to the people affected. Seek qualified counsel. Consider your duties. Then decide without demanding unanimous permission. Say, "I understand your concern. I have considered the consequences, and this is the direction I am choosing." Imagine you made a serious mistake. The rescue fantasy may look like waiting for someone to tell you that it was not your fault. Responsibility looks different. Name the harm. Apologize without explaining it away. Repair what can be repaired. Accept consequences that cannot be negotiated. Change the system that allowed the mistake. Self-compassion and accountability can exist together. Imagine you are trapped in overthinking. You believe clarity must come before action. Often action produces the missing information. Write the question. Identify the smallest reversible test. Perform it. Then review evidence instead of another imagined scenario. Imagine you feel alone. Nobody is coming to save you must not become nobody cares, so isolate yourself. Reach out, join a community. Ask for support directly. Build relationships through reciprocity rather than waiting to be discovered. Agency includes the choice to connect. Imagine you face abuse, threats, stalking, discrimination, or danger. Self-rescue is not confronting the person alone to prove strength. It may mean creating distance, contacting trusted people, documenting according to law and policy, using professional services, or involving appropriate authorities. Safety is not cowardice. Wise support is not dependence. Across all these examples, the pattern is the same. See the reality without exaggeration or denial. Identify what remains within control or influence. Use appropriate help. Choose one concrete action. Then create evidence before making another declaration. You do not save yourself by refusing everyone. You save yourself from endless waiting by participating fully in the help, choices, and opportunities that are actually available. Practical 24-hour Felfan Rescue Plan. Use this plan after the video. Step 1. Name the area where you are waiting. Motivation, approval, an apology, perfect timing, a person to make the decision. Step 2. Divide responsibility. What was never yours to control? What influence remains? What direct action remains? Step 3. Choose one piece of evidence. 10 minutes of work, 1 application, 1 boundary written, 1 expense reviewed, 1 request for professional support. Step 4. Prepare the environment. Place the phone away. Open the document. Set out the materials. Schedule the time. Tell an accountability partner only if it supports completion. Step 5. Complete before evaluating. Do not judge the action after 2 minutes. Finish the small commitment. Then record what happened, what resistance appeared, what helped. What will tomorrow repeat or change? The plan is simple because pressure makes complicated systems difficult to use. Name the waiting. Divide responsibility. Choose evidence. Prepare. Complete. You do not need a dramatic rescue. You need one honest action that proves movement is still possible. Conclusion: responsibility becomes power. Nobody is coming to save you. At first, the sentence may sound lonely, but it contains another meaning. You do not have to wait for permission to begin the part that belongs to you. Help may come. Seek it. Accept it. Offer it to others when you can. Human beings are not meant to survive every hardship alone. But support becomes more powerful when it meets participation. A mentor can guide you. They cannot perform the practice. A therapist can support healing. They cannot make every private decision. A friend can encourage you. They cannot keep your boundary when you repeatedly abandon it. An opportunity can open a door you still have to walk through. Remember the 8 rules. First, accept responsibility without blaming yourself for everything. Release false blame and keep the real assignment. Second, separate control from influence. Use every reasonable influence before releasing the outcome. Third, stop waiting for motivation. Begin with the first physical action. Fourth, make decisions before conditions feel perfect. Let responsible experiments produce information. Fifth, build skills and resources that increase future options. Sixth, stop expecting other people to repair self-worth that private conduct must help rebuild. Seventh, create boundaries nobody else can consistently enforce for you. Eighth, produce one piece of evidence within the next 24 hours. Now ask yourself, what am I waiting for someone else to do? Believe in me, give me closure, force me to become disciplined, approve my boundary, create the perfect opportunity. Then ask, what small action remains mine even if they never do it? Write the answer, schedule it, prepare the environment, complete it. Responsibility is heavy because it removes excuses. It is also powerful because it removes unnecessary waiting. You may still be afraid. You may still need help. You may still face conditions you did not choose. None of this disqualifies the next action. If you are accepting the 24-hour challenge, write this in the comments. I create the next piece of evidence. Subscribe for more practical Stoic lessons about discipline, emotional control, responsibility, and self-respect. Do not try to rescue your entire life tonight. Choose one decision, one boundary, one skill, one completed action. Help may come tomorrow. Your next step does not have to wait.